What is up, boaters? Today we've got a special treat on the water. We're gonna test drive the Regal LS6 Surf Ultimate. First thing we're gonna notice is the appearance on this LS6 Surf. And with it being the Ultimate Edition, we've got some even better features that are integrated into this edition. Now, you can kind of tell that Regal's taken some technology and some style from the yacht side of things and implemented that into the water sports industry as well, giving you this LS6 Surf Edition. Now, I think the comfortability is a huge factor. You can check out this layout on this boat. You've got a lot of space, like I said, comfort, but the performance is there as well. We have that Volvo Penta 4 drive, and I'm telling you, this thing is very easy to maneuver in the water, whether it's reversing, pulling up to your rider, pulling up to a dock, whatever you need, that drive system is going to be really easy to maneuver. Now, this is a stern drive boat versus a V drive, but I'm telling you, with that Volvo Penta 4 drive, you're not gonna lose the performance when it comes to wave or any other water sports activity you guys wanna do. Overall, the appearance of this boat just comes off very classy and well thought out. You can tell that Regal took the time and the patience to put the right things in the right places on this LS6 Surf. Now let's jump into the spec side of things when it comes to the LS6 Surf Ultimate Edition. We have a 26.4 foot boat. We've got a beam that's 8.6 across. And then we go into the gallons of fuel. We're working with 74 gallons of fuel here. And remember, this thing is yacht certified when it comes to the occupancy of your passengers. Now, the dry weight of this boat is 5,350 pounds. But you also have a ballast system integrated in here, which gives you an extra 2,000 pounds of ballast. Also, we do have a freshwater tank in this boat. That's 15 gallons, so that's a nice feature to have. We also have the Volvo Penta 4 drive in here. This thing's coming in at 380 horsepower. There is also a lower option for 350, but then you could also upgrade to a 430 horsepower engine. Now, the engine in here has plenty of pep to get you up and out of the hole real easy, so you're not gonna have an issue when you're trying to find power in this LS6 Surf. Now, with this being the ultimate package, you have RGBW lighting throughout the whole boat that is standard with that. Now, if you have a normal LS6 Surf, you're not gonna get that, but there's a lot of features on this Ultimate package that you're gonna get that is really gonna bring that class level up in your LS6 Surf. Now, another thing that's trickled down from the yacht side of things, we have a smart battery system. What that means is when you come to walk on your boat, you're pushing a button, all your batteries are on. Now, there's 3 batteries in here, and with that, your boat's gonna do all the work. So say you're at the sandbar and you're hanging out, it's gonna automatically turn batteries off and preserve power, so when it's time to turn the boat back on and head in, you're gonna be able to do so. Now, enough with all the specs and all the nuances. Let's go ahead and jump into the nose of this boat and start this walkthrough. All right, guys, we are in the nose of the LS6 Surf Ultimate Edition. We're gonna start this walkthrough with the windlass anchor. Now, to access the windlass anchor system, the first thing you're gonna do, you're gonna open up the hatch. Once you do that, you want to turn the system on. Little switch right here, says off and on, pretty simple. Then you've got 2 buttons right next to it. The top is to raise the anchor, the bottom button is to lower the anchor. It's pretty simple, anyone can do it. All right, now that the anchor's dropped, we're gonna close that up and we'll continue talking about the rest of the nose of the boat here. So with this Ultimate Edition, you've got some nice bow rails to grab onto up here, along with this premium interior going on. Just like any other Regal boat, they've got some great storage options, and that's what's going on here between both of these. We've got room for vest, anything you want to shove in there, little bags, backpacks, that's going to handle all of those things for you. We also have another piece of storage in the middle of the nose. You can put another anchor in there. You can kind of put whatever you need because you've got storage for it. All right, also in the nose of the boat, we have some JL audio speakers, 1 on each side. We also have 2 cup holders on each side, giving you places for your drinks, but also on each side, we have 2 USB outlets to charge your phone, whatever you need. That makes it real easy for you. But also with these comfortable interior seats, we've got an armrest, making it very comfortable to sit in all day. All right, we're gonna start making our way back. First, we've got to get through this section. We got the windshield, opens up, blocks into a little magnet right there. That's really nice. But then we've got these doors that block the wind. This system is super simple. Look at that, real easy. They lock in place there. That's probably the nicest wind doors I've ever had in a boat. I really appreciate that. Next thing we're gonna move into is the head right here. All right, now with the head, you got a little latch. We're gonna open it up. Check it out. This is the head. And in here, we've got a porta potty, but you also have a pump out head and an electrical flush head. Those are other options that you can go with. This one has the porta potty, but I love this, right? You can't beat a boat that has a head. Now we're in the passenger seat, and the first thing we're gonna look at is the companion screen. So as an option with the Ultimate package, you can opt for a 9-inch companion screen. This thing's pretty sweet. I don't think I've seen anything like this for a passenger to play with. You've obviously got your audio controls, but you can actually access a lot more. You have surf controls, and you have a companion panel that you can adjust the lighting controls, the hardtop, and a few other things. And you have all the vitals that you want to check out while we're on the lake. Now, a couple other cool things we have is we have a nav chart. So you could be navigating for your driver, say it's really dark out and you don't want those bright screens to be blinding him. You can be the navigator and help operate this boat at night safely. Right below the companion panel, we have a standard Fusion head unit. This is going to control all your audio in the boat. Next to that, we have a wireless phone charger. It's got a clamp, so it holds your phone in there in place. You don't have to worry about that thing flying off. Of course, we have a cup holder right there. You gotta have cup holders everywhere. But in this seat, in general, it's kind of a snuggle wide, you know? You can fit 2 people here. You can get you and your babe snuggled up here while you guys are cruising on the lake. I think that's awesome to have a lot of room in these seats. It's kind of the theme around this whole boat. You've got a lot of room for seating. You're not crammed into small seats. I really enjoy that. And we have this beautiful interior that comes with the Ultimate Edition all throughout the boat, but you can see it in front of you here in the passenger seat. All right, moving over to the helm, the cockpit. This is where the captain's gonna be living. Now we've got, of course, another snuggle wide seat. I love these seats. You got plenty of room. You're not bolstered in. It's very relaxing. It's a good feel. Now in this snuggle wide, we also have a bolster. So if you wanna get up higher, that makes it real easy for you to get up and get an easier visual on the water. Along with that bolster, you have a power seat here. We've got 2 buttons here, one for forward, one for back, so you can really adjust and customize it to make sure you're comfortable in your helm. Now when it comes to controlling the boat, you've got a steering wheel and a throttle right here in the helm. Now with that, the steering wheel is pretty simple, nice basic steering wheel. You have the adjustability up and down, just like so. Now to the right of me is the throttle. This is a Volvo Penta 4 drive. Now with that, has a lot of really cool control, because to me, it's very easy to reverse and maneuver the boat with the Volvo Penta 4 drive rather than your standard V drive. So that is a pretty big plus when it comes to maneuverability. Now you have a nice armrest when it comes to controlling the throttle. So you gotta love that, the way they're thinking about the ergonomics there. But in front of me here, we've got standard with the Ultimate Edition 12-inch displays. Now these 12-inch displays are pretty incredible, but you also get 9-inch displays with the normal LS6 models, but the Ultimate Edition is just that much better with 12 inches. On these screens, you have full control. This is digital switching. This is stuff you have in yachts. So you've got 0 delay and less failure points, so you gotta love that. On these screens, you have, you know, your classic vitals here, but if you go to the home screen, you have surf control. You can control your wave. You can shape that left, right. All those profiles are right there. Then if you want to go over to your digital switching, you've got control over your hardtop, your windlass anchor as well, but you've got nav lights, you got all the RGB lighting that you want to engage and control. You can do that here. And you can choose what you want on each side. So I can have all that going on the left side of the screen, and on the right side, I can have my nav chart. Now the nav chart's really sweet because you can do a lot here. You can use it really like a GPS on your phone pretty much. You can look up things that you want to go do. If you need to find gas on a big lake, it will guide you to that. You can find restaurants. You can track where you're going and where you've been. It's a really sweet system by Garmin. I really enjoyed the 12-inch displays. They're huge, they're big. The touch screen is very intuitive and reactive to when you touch it. You're not having to touch multiple times, so I really enjoyed the screens. Now, moving on from the screens, we have a wireless phone charger right here. Super simple, put your phone there, you don't have to think about it, and it's charging. Now on the right side over here, we have a keyless ignition. That comes with the Ultimate Edition only, but I love it because you get these little keys, you come here, you wave it by it, makes a little beep, and now you can turn the ignition on. So that will turn on all your electrical pieces in the boat, and then when it's time to actually start the boat, you have a start-stop button. You'll press that and it'll turn your boat on and you're ready to go. Another thing I noticed here while I'm sitting in the helm is my feet are kind of sitting at a 45-degree angle. This flooring is made to where it's setting your feet up for comfort, and I like that a lot. And to wrap it all off, this dash is wrapped in vinyl and it's covered, and I love that. That comes with that Ultimate Edition, giving you that customizability with this interior, making it look extra nice. All right, we're gonna hop out of this helm here, and we're gonna go into the middle of the boat. First thing we're gonna look at is the social seating. This backrest goes forward, pretty slick. Now you got more room to socialize, hang out with the fam. Now with this interior, you have 6 zones to customize, giving you over 1 million options as far as colorways throughout this whole boat. So the Ultimate package really is ultimate when it comes to options. Something that I noticed that Regal's really paying attention to is some ergonomics here in this boat. On this backrest here, this isn't just a straight up 90-degree angle. You kind of have an angle here that forms to your body and it feels natural to lean against. So I think that's really nice that they're thinking about all the ways to just make it really comfortable in the boat. So that's a sweet little addition they have going on. Now underneath this backrest, we've got some other stuff going on. We have some grab handles, but we also have cup holders, of course. We've got a USB outlet, and we have JL audio speaker back here in the corner. Now standard, these LS6s come with Fusion, but for an upgrade, you can go with JL audio, giving you that premium sound. Now let's check out the flooring here in the LS6 Surf Ultimate Edition. You have a few options, and with those options, you have a textured fiberglass flooring that you can go with. You have the seagrass carpet in here, which is what we've got, but you can also go with sea deck throughout the whole boat. Underneath this carpet, which is actually sweet, you can take it out, wash the carpet, whatever you need to do when it's time to clean the boat. But we have an integrated cooler, insulated, inside this boat. Pops open, you've got a nice hinge system. It's very big. You can fit a lot of stuff, so that way you don't have to bring your own cooler onto the boat. It's got a drain system in there as well. It's very easy to use. You gotta love not having to bring more crap on the boat. Now, just like on this side, we've got social seating. It's the same on the other side of the boat. This is pretty sweet. Rotates back. You've got the ability to sit back underneath the shade and watch your kids swim in the water. You know, all about comfortability and ease of use. We have storage, of course, in the middle of this boat, and these 2 lockers have really big storage. Underneath here, we're able to fit up to like a 6-foot surfboard if you needed to. This is where you're gonna store your boards and stuff like that. Opens up real nice on a hinge system. Everything's pretty easy to access here. So you gotta love big storage in this big boat. All right, above me here, we have the tower, and that's what we're gonna talk about now. Now, standard with the LS6 Surfs, we have a power tower. But the upgrade you can get is the hardtop, which is what we have here. Now with the hardtop, it is pretty easy to maneuver up and down. You're gonna come here, you're gonna pull, you're gonna turn all the way till you get to reset. You're gonna do that on both sides. Twist, turn, and then it's just an easy pull it down, press the button on the dash, and you'll drop that tower down and you're ready to go. So when you have the tower down, it makes it real easy to go under bridges, or just when you're towing or storing in your garage, you have the ability to lower that tower and minimize the space that it's gonna take up. All right, the last thing I wanna touch on while I'm still here in the middle of the boat is this seating arrangement we have going on. Now, Regal has done it again, thinking of comfort when it comes to seating, and that's the case with the comfort curve. Now you can be in this corner here and have your legs fitting nicely in this comfort curve. Typically on other boats, you have that hard 90, so you can't really utilize the corner of the boat. So Regal's made it possible for you to utilize all the seating in the boat so you can fit a lot of people in here. Now, below this comfort curve, we have a drain hole, and you have it on both sides. Now what these are for, this is a self-draining cockpit. What that means is it's going to flow the water over the sides of the boat without utilizing a bilge. So what that's really nice for is if it rains, you're sitting at a restaurant, you know that it's not gonna wear your battery out with bilging out the water. It's just gonna automatically flow out to the sides of the boat without sinking your boat. So no worries about if your battery is on or off, don't have to worry about that anymore. All right, so now we're gonna go to the back of the boat and we'll start with the center walkthrough here. Now with the center walkthrough, it is covered with sea deck, so that's really nice. But one thing I really like about a center walkthrough is it keeps the weight in the boat even. So when it comes to water sports, if you have a side walkthrough, you're gonna have unevenness with the weight of the boat. Not an issue with the center walkthrough. You have to love that. There's nothing in the way. It's easy for you to walk through, plus on the center walkthrough. Now continuing back, we're gonna talk about these ultra lounges. And with that, the backrest here, these articulate back. So you have one mode here, but they can even go even further if you wanna lay out. Boom, look at that. These lounges are very comfortable. You can fit 2 people here if you wanted because they are pretty wide. But I do love that. You got the cup holder. It's got the nice upholstery going on. This is a pretty sweet setup at the back of the boat. Additionally, with these ultra loungers, we have one more option as far as backrest, and that is the rumble seating option. Boom, that comes up. You can just be at the back of the boat, a little more engaged. So you have that option as well with the ultra lounge. All right, we made it to the back of the boat. We're on the platform. The bad boy is covered up with some sea deck. Now, you notice here we have a stainless steel grab handle. And you've kind of noticed throughout the whole boat, there's a bunch of stainless steel. That's because with the ultimate package, you get stainless steel accents throughout the whole boat, just upgrading it even better. Some cool features we got going on here. We have some JL audio speakers back here. So if you're in the water hanging out, you're gonna be able to have those tunes. But what's really cool, with this Fusion system, you have a Bluetooth remote that you can pull off and control. So that is back here as well. So that's another cool feature on the LS6 Surf. Let's talk about the surf performance on this LS6 Surf. I mean, the surf is in the name, so you know it's probably got to have a good wave, and that's definitely the case. When it comes to setting up the wave, they've made it super simple. You're gonna hit your surf controls on your screen. Those are gonna come up. You're pushing 2 buttons here. You're selecting your profile, which will set it all up for you. If not, you're selecting surf. It's gonna fill up all your ballast. Then you're gonna choose left or right wave, and you're out on the water. It's that simple. They made it real easy and effortless to get out behind the boat. Now, just because this is a Volvo Pinto 4 drive, it's not your standard V drive, doesn't mean that the wave doesn't perform. This wave is just as capable as any of those other boats out there. When it comes to shaping the wave and controlling it, you have all those options as well. So if you're a skim style rider, surf style, it doesn't matter. You can lengthen it, shorten it, steep, mellow, all those things are controllable in this LS6 Surf. Now, being behind the boat and in the wave, I had 0 issue with staying with it, had plenty of push, plenty of power, able to do the tricks I wanted to do. I definitely didn't feel like I was missing anything out there on that wave. And remember, you can always put more weight in these boats and get an even bigger wave, but you don't necessarily need to. The stock ballast is gonna get the job done. Overall, the Regal LS6 Surf Ultimate Package is the real deal. You have the performance side of things, but you also have a family-friendly layout of a boat that's gonna be able to give everyone a good experience on the water. And with it having the ultimate package, it really is an ultimate experience in the LS6 Surf. This boat really does cater towards those people that are wanting a little more than just a surf-specific boat. It's gonna have more amenities on there that's gonna make your time on the water more enjoyable, but also gonna have that performance like I've said before. So if you guys wanna get into one of these boats and really experience it, reach out to your local Regal dealer and get out on the water today to try out this Regal LS6 Surf Ultimate Edition.